Hi traders, and welcome to my video on the Laguerre RSI Indicator. In this video I'm going to teach you how you can use this indicator to catch moves such as this one. There were 600 pips available. So the Laguerre RSI Indicator is basically a modification of the standard RSI indicator. Here I have attached it to my Euro Yen EJ 1 hour chart in the MT4 platform. The Laguerre RSI indicator doesn't actually come with my trading platform, but I did manage to download a copy from a free online source. Okay, that being said, you can probably find one for your platform of choice. Otherwise, you can apply the same principles to the standard RSI indicator. So basically, the purpose of the Laguerre RSI, just like the standard RSI, is to look for oversold and overbought zones. Basically, this level here, the 0.15, anything below here, the market is considered oversold, and we might expect a move to the upside. Likewise, anything above the 0.75 zone suggests the market may be overbought, and we might consider a move to the downside. You will see, if we just look at this nice upwards trend that we have here, there will be instances where the indicator suggests the market is overbought, but price does continue going upwards. However, that's why I first like to establish the trend direction and then just pay attention to timing entry using the Laguerre RSI as a rough guide. I personally don't think anything can beat price action. I'll give you an example of that. I can see a nice level of resistance here, a wedge pattern here, wedge formation. You even arguably have a bullish flag there as well. Okay, so for me this would all be bullish, a sign of a bullish move in any case. You can see the market making higher lows. We have this consolidation here. I'm going to be expecting a breakout from this level here. And after this squeeze, that's exactly what happened. And if you were looking to trade this breakout, the Laguerre RSI would have been saying that the market is overbought, don't buy. So this is why I do find technical indicators can be lagging. I mean, you can always reduce the periods to look as you want it to look, but then that can have an impact on other trades. So I prefer to use the default settings as I am here. And I would just take it as a rough guide. I personally wouldn't be trading the entry and exit signals using the Laguerre RSI, but that being said, it is useful for some instances. We have some bullish divergence there. Higher lows, the market is moving up and making higher lows. Again, you can tell this just by drawing lines on your chart yourself. That divergence there more or less just ties in with that trend line. So nothing really groundbreaking in my opinion. Again, there's a nice level of resistance there that we might have wanted to actually hold up as support here and here. Could have considered the breakout here. It looks like a lot of traders were with this big candle that broke out there, but if we look at the Laguerre RSI, I'm not picking it apart or anything, but it's suggesting an overbought market, so perhaps that may have actually kept us out of a good trade. That being said, if you insist on using technical indicators that are lagging for your trading, the way I would personally use the Laguerre RSI for entry is to wait for a pullback in an uptrend. So we have our uptrend here. We have our pullback below the middle line of the Laguerre there, so I'd be looking to enter around there. Okay, perhaps with a stop loss just below this low here. And still would have been a good entry into this trend. Had we entered on this breakout here or here, I'd be looking to trail the stop loss. Just say this is your stop loss, initial stop loss just below the lows. Then as price moves up, I just move the stop loss below all the lows on the way up. Okay, after a pullback. This way we can maximize the move as much as possible. Last thing we want to do is panic, get excited, and after this breakout, close your trade here for a little bit of profit only to see this happen. And if you do try to re-enter on the trend, you're going to risk buying high, or and you're going to have to pay broker spreads and commission, maybe get slipped out of a trade when you can just lock in profits on the way up, perhaps close some of the position. and let the trade play out. That being said, there's nothing wrong with re-entering. There's ample opportunity on the way up. Resistance there, breakout. Okay, there's lots of opportunity. There's a nice wedge pattern that's formed there, breakout there. You can see from these big candlesticks that traders are watching these levels. We actually have a nice bullish flag pattern there as well. I've done videos on wedge patterns and bullish flags. But yeah, this is supposed to be about the Laguerre RSI. I just think it would be rude of me not to pick out these things I'm noticing. Again, I can see a support level there, which has been tested 3 times. This is arguably a triple bottom candlestick formation. Okay, so you could trade to the upside there. There's lots of bullish signals, candlestick patterns as well, I can see, all signifying potential entry points into this particular uptrend. Okay, that being said, Laguerre RSI, pullback entry there. Pullback, that's a big pullback, all the way below the oversold, so that would have been an ideal entry. And to be fair to the indicator, that is not a bad trade at all. You can see the price, as soon as it was oversold, almost shot straight back up. So that's an example of a good entry, and it's, you know, it does coincide with a breakout trade we would have been looking at around here as well. We actually have a 3 inside up candlestick pattern there as well. That's when there's a bearish candle followed by a bullish candle that's at least half the body of the bearish candle, and then a third candle that breaks out above the initial bullish candle there. Okay, this is an instance of, you probably wouldn't want to buy up here anyway because you're just buying at the high, but a good instance of the Laguerre RSI filtering, stopping you from doing so. So you may have missed out some trades here, but then it's keeping you out of trouble from buying there if you were thinking of doing that. Okay, so if we zoom back out, let's have a look. Another pullback based on the Laguerre RSI. So it pulled back here. We'd wait for a turn to the upside, which is around here somewhere. And again, it was actually a good trade. A good entry. Stop loss just below the level of support here. And still a good amount of pips left in that move. So yeah, it can actually pick some good entries. Again, I wouldn't be using candlestick technical indicators for entry alone. I'd be using candlestick patterns, support and resistance, trend lines, and most importantly, good money management, cutting losing trades short. So when we're wrong, and just letting winners run. That way you can catch big moves like this, and even if you take the odd 10, 20 pips stop loss, you can catch moves for, you know, hundreds of pips. Yeah, so that's an example of using the Laguerre RSI in an uptrend. So now we're going to take a look at the Laguerre RSI indicator in a downtrend. This is just before the uptrend we were looking at just now. So we have our level of resistance here, which seems to be where price is hanging around at the moment. So this is a significant level. Okay, we had a nice breakout from this wedge pattern here to the downside. Okay, the market is starting to make lower highs, clearly in a bearish trend. Probably traders were entering on this breakout around here somewhere. Breakout, pullback, and continuation. So there's a good opportunities to get in on this particular trend early. What was the Laguerre RSI telling us? Wasn't long before it went to an oversold state, so it was telling us don't sell just yet. Had we followed that advice, we would have missed out on plenty of pip potential. That being said, if we go by the pullback entry, so pullback above into the oversold zone, that would have actually been a really good trade to enter on this trend, with plenty of pips to be had, 300 odd. With that trade there, stop loss could have been placed just above this recent high, and then as price was falling down, we could have moved, can't get that line, there we go. As price was falling down, we could have moved our stop loss above the, that's annoying, there we go. We could have been moving our stop loss above this level, this level, this level. This level probably would have been taken out, but after seeing this W formation here, you probably consider an exit soon anyway. And that level of support holding up, forming the double bottom candlestick pattern could have been a potential exit. So yeah, that's a good entry on the Laguerre RSI in this downtrend. Let's pinpoint the other pullback entry it had here. So, and again, not a bad entry at all. You know, you could have got in on this trend. There, you could have got in on this trend and buy here. You know, as we said, with the support and the price action we're seeing here, we probably wouldn't be looking to sell. But that being said, if we did, you may have squeezed a few pips out down around here, but it would have been squeaky bum time when you look at this level of support here. So you could have, in theory, just jumped in and gained a few pips if you liked. I would have preferred to be in and around here somewhere or here. Again, don't have to use the RSI for entry. You can just use your support levels and breakouts of support. Got a nice support level there, as you can see from that big breakdown there. A lot of traders are probably following that. You can see on the pullback, this resistance holds up nicely. Triple top candlestick formation, 1, 2, 3. Resistance is tested 3 times, so we expect a breakout of the neckline, which is the support within the resistance zone. So along there, and it does break out, as you see. Yep. Again, to be fair, the Laguerre RSI would have kept you out of trouble if you were using it and you were thinking to sell at the bottom. Not that you would have, you know, if you were thinking to sell in here would be a good idea. Probably go back to the drawing board if you did, but the Laguerre RSI would show you do not probably sell in an oversold market there. Okay. So if you compare that to the RSI, this is just the standard RSI indicator that comes with most trading platforms. The entries are based, so in the Laguerre RSI, you can see it sort of reacts faster. However, if we added a 50 level to this RSI, we could have just used that as pinpointing entries on a pullback. This RSI works the same as the Laguerre RSI, basically oversold and overbought. If we were thinking to sell here, you can see this RSI is again oversold, so we wouldn't have sold there. Okay, divergence. See divergence to the downside there, suggesting a falling market. Looking at the chart, you can see that is the case. I think they're very, very similar. To be honest, I probably wouldn't go out my way to get the Laguerre RSI, but you know, if you want to experiment, you can, yeah, you can do so. Hopefully you found something useful in this video. Do appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe for more. Catch you on the next one.